Match reaction, Manchester United 2, Leicester 1. Your reaction to that game?
Please stay with me. This could be brutal. I'm laughing my head off. I cannot believe what I've seen tonight. Absolutely. End of the game, carnage.
Got to admit, though, with that line up there, I was scratching my head at the start, though, seeing Dorgu on the right-hand side, Delo on the left. What did you make of that before we crack on into the game?
Absolutely a joke. I just don't understand the setup in that first half. Some of them players and the performance shown it. They didn't understand it. I'm telling you now, and this is brutal. At half-time, the fans were booing. Sir Jim Ratcliffe was looking at that and thinking, have I made a terrible mistake? Because the balance of that team was absolutely dreadful. And that is all down to the manager.
Yeah, I was scratching my head when you're looking at Mazraoui on that left-hand side of the free. You know, we've not got that natural left footer, but you then expect a balance with a left footer and Dorgu being on that left-hand side just to give us, like I say, that a bit more balance. But, you know, going into half-time, what did you think of the first half?
It's the worst first half I've seen this year at Old Trafford. It was absolutely terrible. We've all seen some bad games, okay, but that first half was terrible. It's Leicester City. It's the FA Cup. You expect United to go out all attacking and all that, get shots on goal. Not one shot. Mainu and Bruno in that centre of midfield, I don't know what they were doing. Passing back, not passing the ball proper. Oyland's up front on his own. He's not getting the ball. It was atrocious. And that's me being like kind, to be honest. I'm not ranting or anything like that. I'm pointing it out with what I seen. And what I seen was a dysfunctional side set up by a manager, putting the new kid on the right, who's clearly left-footed, and in front of him, you've got Ahmad, who's left-footed. I do not understand it at all. There was no balance to it. There was no, flow into the game. It kept slowing down, passing the ball back. It was Leicester City. It was poor. And it wasn't until about the 65th minute that things started to change. And up until Harry Maguire scored that goal, only Garnacho changed that game. And we are so lucky, and I mean so lucky, to still be in the FA Cup final. But a win's a win, and you celebrate it, and you can't celebrate it more better than Harry Maguire. Harry Maguire coming up and putting it in the net, and it was offside, which makes it even better because all the haters out there will be screaming, and that is Man United will never die. That's the theme of this.
Yeah, it took us a while, though, to get a first shot on target, wasn't it? Was it with Garnacho, deflected shot onto the bar. But then moments later, a few minutes later, Xerxes in the right place in the right time.
Well, that's it. In the right place at the right time. Just like the Leicester City goal. That player was in the right place at the right time. Onana had nothing to do. It was poor. They were two poor sides, okay? And I just don't understand how we never set up to go at them, get them by the throat, and just put them to the sword. It was poor, and it is all down to the manager. I look at the second half, and it was better. There's no two ways about it. There's more enthusiasm. The crowd started after about 60 minutes to get behind United, and you could sense something was going to happen. But it wasn't all-out attack. It was like hard work. That side is a good side, but they were set up, and that second half, look, I did go on about the first half, how the players were set up. But what about the changes in the second half? To me, it did not make sense. And I will reiterate, Sir Jim Ratcliffe will be looking at that, and he will be sitting down and he'll be saying, have I made the right choice here about Ruben Amorim? Because I'm not the best tactician in the world, but I know I could have set them players up better. Now, for Ruben Amorim, was he just experimenting? How long can he go on experimenting? I can't keep backing him saying he's experimenting. There's something wrong there. Now, does he trust some players? Clearly not. But to set players up who were right-footed on the left with Delo and Mazraoui, who always cut inside, not going down the wing. We didn't see it. We did not see it.
Well, you're seeing it here first at United, using wing-backs, well, inverted wing-backs, left-footers on the right-hand side, right-footers on the left-hand side. Will we see that then going forward a lot more? We probably will.
I can't explain what we're going to see going forward because he has to set up the balance right, and he's not. That was a very, very poor side. And I felt sorry for a lot of people inside that ground today. I was looking at them there, right? They were just sat there like, what's this? And some people booed. I don't agree with the booing, but I can understand the booing today because that was the worst football I've seen in that first half. And I've got to look at the captain. The captain has been told, we've been told by the manager that he prefers Bruno in that role and that he sets the tone of the game, the passing and everything. I thought Bruno was poor today, and I mean poor. You know, I don't really like going in on players, right? But I'm picking out Bruno there, but I could pick out a lot of players. You know, I just look at the start of the second half. He put Yoro on the left-hand side, and then he moved Delo on the right side. I just didn't get it.
It was Mazraoui.
Mazraoui, I mean, he moved Mazraoui on the right. But the thing is, the players were playing poor because they're not in the right positions. I just don't understand it.
So you think today, the way that actual Manchester United played, even though I've seen performances like that, that was down to the manager and not the players today? Is that what you're saying to me?
That's down to the manager today, okay? That's not an experiment. There's something wrong there. He has to come out with it. Why did he do that? Because it just didn't work. We all seen it clearly didn't work, and it's not been working at Old Trafford for a long time. So at the end of the day, it's a Leicester side, a poor Leicester side, okay? And they were given the freedom in the midfield, and no one did anything about it. There was no press. There was no urgency. Lots of people in that crowd, right, were grumbling. They were grumbling when people got the ball, like Manu and that, and then they stopped. They didn't even turn and go forward with it. That was the problem. That was the problem today.
The big problem is a lot of players like Manu, yourself, they're not running with the ball more than five yards. As soon as they get the ball into feet, they're stopping, they're looking to the side or looking to pass the ball back.
They had the freedom there to run at Leicester today, and they didn't do it. They reverted to stopping the ball, slowing it, turning round and giving it back or giving sideways. Look, it's a win. We got away with it. And I mean, we got away with it massively today. Okay, right? And I've just got to sort of say, you have to celebrate a win. I always say that. And we were celebrating. When we was made up, it was Harry Maguire. But overall, what a poor game, but it was livened up by Garnacho, and then Ahmad livened up, and them two there brought the attacking emphasis to the game, and there was none in the first half. That's what was poor about it. There was no attacking emphasis.
You'd just like to see us finish the last half an hour, what we've seen today, starting like that though, because the last half hour I thought Garnacho really changed the game for us, always looking for the ball on the left-hand side and looked to run more than 5 or 10 yards with the ball at the fullbacks and at the defensive Leicester, like none of them were doing in the first half.
Well, this manager's been brought in here to play a style of football with wing-backs, okay, to go forward, to overlap. We didn't see it. We did not see it, and I felt sorry for the new lad. I really felt sorry for him to be put in there on the right-hand side. That's what I don't understand. So we're angry, and a lot of people are angry at the setup at the thing, but we're also relieved that we've got through and that this manager has to turn it round. And I think the pressure's on the manager now from the owners and all that, because this can't continue, this style of football, when the players are there. You can see they can do it, okay, but they're as confused as us. They are as confused as us. So all the emphasis, right, we've been putting on the players not being good enough for anything like that. But they were all good enough to tear that Leicester aside, but they weren't set up to tear them apart today. And that was the problem. I'm just over the moon that we got away with a win, because a lot of people, a lot of United fans would have been angry, especially inside that ground. And I'm just made up that they had 25 minutes of watching United go at Leicester, and so they could get behind him. And I'm thankful to the fans today, because them last 25 minutes, even before it, they were sticking with them. They were sticking with them, and that's what I like. And at the end of the day, I'm behind Ruben Amorim, but he has to sort this out, because it can't continue. It just can't continue.
I'm just grateful that Ineos didn't get their way and sell Garnacho in January, because I think we'd be in a lot worse place. But thanks for joining us, getting involved in the chat with your own opinions. And don't forget to leave a like on the video. As you know, it's much appreciated. We'll be back on Monday with another video. So you enjoy your weekend, and we'll see you again soon. Thank you.